Hello, everyone. Happy full moon energetic. This full moon is an energetic opportunity for a completion and for it's like gaining clarity around what's ready to complete for you. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be clear at this level, meaning intellectual, linear mind level. It's about calling in the clarity in a higher realm, some part of you on a higher floor with the bird's eye view, being able to discern, okay, what energetically are you ready to retire, complete, evolve, move out of, go beyond? And so we're going to bring in an energetic process to support you in this full moon energetic and really any end of cycle um, timing in your life. You can re-listen to this recording and it can support you with this energetic process of using the multiple dimensions that you have access to as a multidimensional being to support in shifting you. It's like we don't have to do it all on this level, physical realm only. And that's part of what creates the struggle dynamic is we try to do it all in the physical dimension. And what if there is an aspect of you as a multidimensional being on a higher floor, in a higher realm, that sees more clearly because it has access to massive amounts of information that you don't have access to from this vantage point. And we encourage the empowered lens with that. It's simply because the information being able to be garnered up high is perhaps not linear. And our mind, our intellect, a lot of times will try to steer the ship or control the maneuvering of the energetic terrain when it doesn't have access to all the information because 80 to 90% of the information is simply energetic information and it's not linear. It can't be processed intellectually because the intellect is designed as a tool to function linearly. And the intellect can't really, it wasn't designed to process multidimensional, nonlinear information. However, you in the higher realm can process massive amounts of nonlinear, multidimensional, energetic information in a second, in a nanosecond, process it, digest it, come to it's like surmise the appropriate action or the appropriate um, clarity around something. And with this invention, this idea of AI, it's similar to that, except it's your own personal AI assistant in a higher realm that can take in all that data and give you a summary, give you a synopsis. But the key is, are we able to not be attached to not understanding it at this level, for the answer to not be linear? Are we are we willing to work with our higher self in that higher realm in a way where we trust our higher self, because it is us, to generate the solution, the clarity, and to act upon it appropriately based on our request from this vantage point? So we're going to model that process, and you can feel free to do this exercise or not do this exercise, to just listen, to just take in whatever information you want to from this and leave what doesn't resonate. But as we model it, it's like learning a dance, in this case, an energetic dance with the higher self, with your guides, with the multiple dimensions you have access to. So as we model it and demonstrate it through this process, it can support you in remembering how to do this for yourself because no one can do it for you. And we, meaning me and the Council of Light, are not going to try and do anything for you in this session or in any session. We simply invite, inform, remind, model, give examples for you to play in, for you to explore, for you to choose or not choose. It's all free will based and from a place of sovereignty, from a place of oneness and reverence for free will. So if you'd like to join us in this energetic process, feel free to do so. And whenever you're doing any type of energy work, I always recommend that you invite your guides to encircle you, ascended masters, angels that you work with, and to hold a safe space, not giving them responsibility for your safety, but inviting them to model strong, coherent fields of safety, which then helps you move into it for yourself, your body, David, to move into it for itself. And you might even feel a bit of an energetic shift just with that simple invitation, asking. And the thing is, these beings of love and light that support you in other dimensions, your angels, your guides, they love you dearly. And they function from the grids of oneness, the grids of unity consciousness, which would never, they would never try to choose for you. They would never try to usurp your free will. That's kind of the foundational law, if you will, agreement, the foundational agreement. And so when you hear this idea of, well, you have to ask for help, you have to ask the angels, you have to ask your guides, that's a real thing because they're waiting for you to choose it. They're waiting for you to choose their help or not choose their help. They're not going to disempower you by trying to help you with something if you have not asked for it. And I'm feeling a lot of energy shifting just with that reminder. And so inviting you to take a deep breath in, reminding you that you are a ray of light emanating from an infinite source. That is the truth of you. You are light. You are an etheric being of light. You are connected to an infinite source. When you take this next 10 seconds, 15 seconds to just align and remember, choose to remember if you choose. Remember to remember yourself as light. Remember to remember yourself as connected, supported, safe, loved, free, infinite. And for you as a soul, recognize that you are riding in the physical form. You are not the physical form. And as a being of light, a ray of light, your seat, if you will, in the physical form runs along the front of the body's spine. So think of it as a beam of light. I'm going to bring all my energy and awareness into my beam of light and gently ride on the front of the body spine, but firmly attached. Because if we're kind of hovering or we're lifting off, that can destabilize the body, and the body can go into anxiety. The body can go into not safe, not supported, not connected. It can create, it's like it throws the body's timing off, and the body then can go into not able to manifest, not able to access resources. And so we want to just every once in a while, especially after major energetic downloads or energetic influxes, invite our higher self to bring all of our energy and awareness back into our column of light and firmly attach to the front of the body spine, all along the front of the body spine. Leaning, it's like not leaning forward or leaning back or leaning to the side, but vertical. So just ask your higher self and guides to scan it, to double check, to help you align you perfectly. There we go. And you might just feel the body relax a little bit more and even start to ground a little bit more. Open its receptors to receive. Good. Then balance and stabilize. Update all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. So with any full moon energetic or energetic of completion, there's always an opportunity to retire and or evolve something. And as we are in this acceleration as beings, boots on the ground, there are lots of opportunities presented almost one after the other to upgrade. And whenever we upgrade, we want to let go of what we can't take with us into the upgrade because it's just simply not compatible. It's of a different frequency. And so when you think of it in terms of frequency, it's maybe a little bit easier to move through an acceleration without being attached to what's being let go of. And at the same time, we recognize and definitely have compassion for challenges you may be experiencing in the physical realm where you're literally being asked to or being given a decision to let go of something in the physical realm, like a relationship or a job or something that no longer serves you. And you can recognize, if you choose, that whatever you're being invited to choose around in the physical dimension is an indicator of the frequencies that are evolving or being invited to evolve and shift internally and vertically within your fields, within your column of light. And it could be an old grid or an old way of being or someone else's issue or challenge you've been holding and trying to process that's at a lower vibration than actually what you've evolved into. And so for you to keep going up the spiral, so to speak, up that spiral staircase, we have to lighten the load. We can't try to drag with us a bundle that is of a different frequency, that isn't as harmonic as what we're moving into. Because if we try to drag the bundle or the old grid or the old way of being, the old frequency mechanism, we won't be able to sustain the higher level. We'll kind of start to move up the staircase, but then we'll kind of slingshot back down. And it's like, why can I not sustain this higher floor, if you will? And that's an indicator that there's something that we're trying to take with us that is literally not compatible. So we invite you to take a deep breath in. And you might take this moment to just scan your life at this level, what you perceive at this level, and maybe jot down what you may have noticed might be coming up for you. Maybe it's a way of being, a victim consciousness, or a struggle-based experience, or not supported, not safe, not fulfilled, not at peace. Like there's no oomph, there's no motivation. Like what are you from this level perceiving you're ready to let go of, retire, evolve? And you just jot it down. And you could even imagine placing it in an orb or writing it on a scroll and rolling that scroll up and handing over this scroll or this orb to your guides or your higher self, or ask your guides to go up to a realm and convene with your higher self. Take this with you. This is my input from this level. This is what I perceive is showing up. This is what I'm asking for help with, discerning, clarity around. This is what I'm perceiving might be ready to retire at this level. But then it's this idea of I'm not attached to this being what it's about. I'm not attached to this being the end all be all of what's being invited here. It's just information. It's what I'm gathering, data I'm gathering at this particular vantage point. You could say linear, my linear interpretation. Here you go. Here's my input. And then imagine and invite your guides and your higher self to convene in a higher realm with any beings of love and light you want to invite to that conference. And you can also encourage your body to even nature spirit to do this for itself with its guides and advisors and beings of love and light. And it can be a collaboration of all of those in one conference, or it can be two conferences. You get your conference, your body gets its conference. And then I would also encourage, because I like to be thorough, inviting your team members, your body's team members to do the same, to have their own spiritual higher realm conferences with their guides and advisors, higher selves. What is coming up right now energetically with this full moon energetic or this completion energetic that's ready, that's ripe for reinvention, for evolution, or for retirement, letting go? Which means anytime we let go, we want to bring in the new way. So it's like if there's a perceiving of, I can't let this go, I'm going to lose something. Invite some energetic aspect of you to start energetically referencing what you're being invited to bring in to replace it. Because everything actually always wants to increase, to grow, to expand. And another way of saying that, to upgrade. And so whenever we're being invited to release or let go of something, that means something better wishes to birth. So you can invite your higher self. You can say, if there's something I'm being invited to retire here or let go of, higher self, body's higher self and teams energetically reference where we're going and what we're being invited to bring in. And again, this isn't about a story or a thing, it's about an energy. When you reference the energy you're being invited into, and this can also work for if you're in the process of evolving or reinventing something, you're being invited into a new energetic terrain, a new octave, the more harmonic. So reference energetically what you're being invited into. And again, we're inviting for the clarity to happen far beyond our intellect. Higher self, teams, guides, everybody get clear in a higher realm. What's ready for reinvention, evolution, retirement, and then reference energetically who we are once we're beyond it. So it's like the evolutionary process is something kind of serves as a catalyst for us to reinvent, evolve, upgrade, expand, move into more harmonic, energetic terrain. And it's not really about the catalyst. The catalyst is prompting us to look at something. And so that's what we're using this exercise for. We're going to look at it in a higher realm where it's so much more clear on what's really going on. And then also look at in a higher realm, higher self, guides, team, what are we being invited into? And then now we're inviting you, your body, your teams, to reference who you are beyond the current experience, what you're being invited into. So who are you once you've fully embodied that next level? And again, not trying to do this with the intellect, not trying to get a sentence or language or concepts around it. Just inviting your higher self, body's higher self, and teams to energetically reference who you are as a being. So it's like kind of referencing in the future, almost doing an energetic simulation of playing it out. Okay, I reinvent this, I move into it. Then who am I? What is that energetic? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Not linear. We're using words to point to it because what it is doesn't really have language. So invite your higher self, body's higher self, to show you who you are once you've evolved, let go, shifted, moved into that next level. And it's a very subtle shift, which is lovely. And once you reference it, invite your higher self, body's higher self, and teams to begin to activate and amplify those frequencies, those vibrations, to bring in those ways of being, to reweave new grids, whatever's appropriate around this for you. So it's like you're birthing the new in a higher realm, and it's not a story, and it's not a concept, and it's not a thing or a person or a job or a career or an experience. It's a vibrational reinvention, rebirth, moving into, we're going to call it just an evolutionary process to evolve yourself up high. You're doing the vibrational reinvention. You're doing the vibrational evolution that's being asked for, so that it doesn't have to be a struggle in the physical dimension to do it. It's much easier to do up high. And then reflect it to yourself here when it's complete. Excellent. Take a moment, thank yourself, thank your guides. Letting it, it's like, let's let it be easy. Let's use our multidimensional resources to evolve ourselves, and then it can be easy. Good. Then balance and stabilize. Update all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived. Shake out, reboot. Happy full moon, happy completion. Take a deep breath in. Ground more for the higher octave. And if you want to journey with us in a deeper way in this idea, this energetic of reinvention and moving into the next level, we encourage you to check out our new series that starts on the new moon on April 27th. It's called Activating Next Level Living. It's a 3-week series, and we hope you'll join us. We'll put a link below in the description. And we look forward to journeying with you all in whatever way you choose. And in the interim between now and your next evolutionary process, may you integrate all that you just garnered for yourself with grace, ease, empowerment, connection. And you might take a moment to cocoon your energetic fields to seal in all the work you just did. Taking a moment to acknowledge, recognize, and be in gratitude for your ability to do this type of work in a conscious way. Much love.